morning. It's a beautiful Thursday, and throughout the day, you will walk in God's presence. This week, we are studying the message of the cross of Jesus Christ. And in the days ahead, we are going to look at our life after the cross. Our life after the cross. And it's because we have emphasized and said that life before the cross is very different from life after the cross. And because the cross was the means by which God permanently dealt with the issue that brought the hatred between himself and man, which is the issue of sin. And on the cross, sin was permanently put to death through the body of Jesus Christ. And therefore, since the issue was permanently put to death, there is no more issue between us and God. And so on the cross, sin, which should have been the issue between you and God, on the cross was killed and permanently put to death. Did you hear that? Permanently put to death. Now, today, the topic is our relationship after the cross. That is, our relationship with God after the cross. And we are taking our devotion scripture from Colossians 1:20-22. This is our devotion scripture today. And so I would like us to read it together from the New Living Translation. Let's go. Through the blood of his cross, he brought peace to all creation, reconciling everything to himself. He made peace with everything in heaven and on earth by means of Christ's blood on the cross. Wow. He says that through the blood of the cross, he brought peace to all creation. I want you to take notes of the swing of the words he's using. The word peace, the word reconciliation. He says that through the cross, he brought peace, all right, to all creation, reconciling everything to himself. So you see, before the cross, everything was in trouble with God. Listen, including you and I, even the sun, the moon. Did you see everything? He said everything because of the sin of Adam. You get it? And so now, after that, the first Adam in the garden was put to death on the cross, he no more exists. And so what exists now is Christ. And so he's saying that now, after the cross, listen, the contract that you and I will have with God is not the contract of hatred, but it's a contract of peace and reconciliation. And you see that our relationship with God is now a relationship with peace. Not as though we are praying for peace, but he has worked out peace between us and him through the cross. Yes, before we were even born, because the message of the cross happened even before we were born, but there was peace available. And now, when we were born again, we were brought into that place of that peace. Beloved, listen, what is between you and God today is peace, purchased by himself. I don't want you to live a life of condemnation, not knowing if God is happy with you, and you are tired of pleasing God. We've tried several times not to do this again, and you keep doing it, and you see yourself worse. You see yourself so dirty and shameful in the eyes of God. But listen, it's not so. He is saying that the hatred that he should have had for you, he himself already killed that hatred. And what he wants to have between you and him is peace, because the relationship he wants to have with you is beyond the transaction of whether you have done right or wrong. He wants to have the relationship of love with you because he made you in his image. Continue the scripture in verse 21. It says that this includes you. Did you see it? It said this includes you who were once far away from God. You were enemies, separated from Him by your evil thoughts and action, referring to the first Adam in the garden. 22. Yet now He has reconciled you to Himself through the death of Christ in His physical body. As a result, He has brought you to His presence. Did you see that? He has brought you to His presence. Somebody says that, oh, I'm a believer, but I've been masturbating. Listen, He has brought you to His presence. Somebody said that, oh, if you know the number of abortions I've committed, I have done in my life. Listen to what God is saying. He's saying that, listen, whatever hatred he should have had because of that, He has killed the hatred, and now He has brought you to His presence. Somebody says that I'm always afraid that something bad will happen to me. I'm always afraid that somebody will use juju to do something in my life. I'm always afraid that witches will strike me in my life. Brother, my sister, you are in the presence of God. Did you read that? You are in the presence of God. Listen, He has brought you to His presence. How can a witch enter into the presence of God? How can juju and black magic enter into the presence of God? No, listen, you are in the most secure place in life. Spiritually, you are secured. Spiritually, you are encapsulated in the presence of God. You are not even seen. All that is seen of you is that there is somebody inside the presence of God, because the cloud of the presence of God has covered you. You are not accessible. You are not accessible. Yes. Don't be afraid of anything. Don't be afraid of anything. Don't be afraid of anything. As you are walking, the presence of God is walking. Who can harm you? Bible said that who can harm you? Who can harm you? Listen to me. If you can accept these things, just as they've been written for us, you have peace in your heart. You have peace in your heart. Oh yes, I accept it. I am in God's presence. Yes, I am in God's presence. Say it after me. I am in God's presence. I am in God's presence. I am in God's presence. I'm not the one asking God, the Father, I want to be in your presence. God is the one telling me that I am in His presence. Why should I doubt it? Why should I argue it? That is what God has said, and that is the final. I am in His presence. I have no fears in life. I have no fears in life. And throughout the day, you will walk in God's presence. God bless you.